There is a sailboat race around the world going on right now. The Volvo Ocean Race, and Team Telefonica is leading the way after snatching victory over the camper team in the first stage of the contest. VOA's Carolyn has a recap.
Since leaving Cape Town on December 11th, the fleet of the Volvo Ocean Race has worked its way around the southern coast of Africa into the Indian Ocean on their way to Abu Dhabi. Progress slowed when the teams were confronted by a low-pressure cold front and tough headwinds.
This is just the ultimate in frustration, the tease of the century, and we just can't get there. It's like really, literally right there. This cloud line, this front is right there. We could see the breeze on the other side of it.
The Groupama sailing team headed south, taking a 200-mile detour to navigate around the weather system, and the boat managed to increase its speed. Team Sanya headed north in hopes of picking up winds from a weather system off Madagascar. David Sweat explains.
We're going this way, and Abu Dhabi are over there going that way.
We're going 180 degrees.
180.
By day 9, with winds as high as 35 knots, Sanya was in the lead by 200 miles when their rigging was damaged. Skipper Mike Sanderson explains.
The D2, the piece of rigging that comes from the mast to the bottom spreader, was flapping in the wind. And unfortunately, that's the end of our race. Words can't explain it, to be honest, just devastated.
Sanya was forced to abandon the race and wait in Madagascar for repairs. By day 10 on September 20th, Groupama became the leader with a clear advantage. Meanwhile, the rest of the fleet battled strong headwinds. By day 11, as they approached the 300 miles of doldrums, their lead slipped to 45 miles. 2 days later, Groupama relinquished the lead to Telefonica, and by Christmas Day, the fleet was exhausted.
Christmas at sea is not really that exciting, I tell you. We've been blast reaching for the last 12 hours or something, and before that we were parked in the doldrums. About 50 degrees inside the boat, and all the Christmas candy got melted.
The final 24 hours came down to an intense match race between Telefonica and Camper. After more than 4,000 nautical miles, Telefonica won by a slim margin and crossed the finish line at the undisclosed safe haven 1 minute and 57 seconds ahead of Camper.
We only happened in the last hour. It was a huge relief, and we need to celebrate that, really.
How we are now with the points, no? We are in a very comfortable position. The best thing that can happen is that you have to fight with one boat to win the leg, instead have to fight with 3 or 4 boats.
Chris Nicholson, the skipper of the camper team, reflects on the battle with Telefonica.
Our guys just did an awesome job for several days of defending. We got nailed by one cloud in the whole sky, and that was it. Job done.
The Puma racing team followed 5 hours later, and Groupama slipped in 4th after 3 hours. As part of the anti-piracy measures, race organizers split Leg 2 of the Volvo Ocean Race into 2 parts, with the location of a safe haven port kept secret.
Risk of piracy has meant that we have to ship the boats up into Abu Dhabi from our safe haven, so we've got the ship here, and hopefully it gets there safely.
It ranges from people trying to bum cigarettes off you and a glass of water, bottle of water, to ransom. And I think although our lives aren't worth very much, I think if they see a big sponsor's name, which they recognise, which they've seen somewhere else, then they might see that as an attractive target.
It's as crazy as this seems, and believe me, this seems so crazy to the sailors, it's beyond belief that we're not continuing, that we're not out sailing tonight. But, sometimes the real world gets in the way of our little race.
5 of the 15-ton yachts were craned and lifted into the air onto an armed ship with their masts still in place. They are now in transport to the Northern United Arab Emirates. In early January, the boats will be unloaded within a day's sail of the port, and the leg will restart to Abu Dhabi. Carolyn Turner, VOA News.
An update now on this race. The sailors arrived in Abu Dhabi on Wednesday with the French team Groupama in first, but Telefonica of Spain leads overall points. The race is scheduled to finish in July in Ireland.